Good morning, friends. Prepared Suburbanite back at you. There's a question that needs to be asked by everybody in this country, by every talking head in the news media, and that question is simply, how is this good for America? And I've got a few examples, and I've got some local news that I think needs to be shared with the community. So stick around. So with the question being, is this really good for America? And when you try to hold that up against what's going on in the news right now, is it really good for America to have the Department of Justice and the FBI raid a former president's home on some mission that they don't want us to know about? Second question, second example, is it good for America to allow well over 2 million illegal aliens to cross our southern border this fiscal year, which began last October 1st. Is the question a real question? Is it a question that needs to be answered? I think some folks, like the mayor of New York and the mayor of the District of Columbia, are sort of asking the same question because they're begging for help right now. And is hiring 87,000 new and or replacement IRS agents a good thing for America? How do all these things stack up against what's really needs to be the preliminary and leading question in every newscast? How is what's going on really good for America? What's going on with these very liberal Soros-funded district attorneys in various cities and counties around the globe or around the country here? The rising crime rates that are resulting from that kind of is this good for America kind of a question? I'm going to stipulate that a lot of the things that are going on right now are certainly not very good for America. In fact, the America that I knew, that I grew up in, that I was 100% for up until just recently, I can't get behind the direction that this country's going in. As a matter of fact, a recent poll just has indicated that 74% of the population right now believes that the country is going in the wrong direction. Is it good for America that we're going in the wrong direction and that 74% of the population thinks that we're pointed in the wrong direction? I have to agree with them, so I guess I'm part of that 74% that are wondering what the dickens is really going on around here and what can we do about it? Well, we've got an upcoming food shortage, best I can tell from everything that's happening right now. Is that good for America? No, it is not good for America. The supply chain stuff, the gasoline and diesel pricing, while it has mitigated a little bit this summer, still isn't enough to keep the farmers from utilizing their full potential to harvest this year's crop. The lack of fertilizer, the supply chain kind of stuff, the shipping costs that are moving cattle from place to place so that we can enjoy the meat at the supermarket. There was a recent news blast out there. I'm not exactly sure where it came from, but I've seen a number of different prepper channels quote this thing that is saying that we're going to be paying $50 a pound for cheap ground beef in the months to come, years to come, that it's going to get that bad as farmers cull their herds as they are unable to purchase the fertilizer that they need to grow the crops, to feed the cattle, to feed the chickens, to feed the pork, pigs. It's a real mess, and it appears to be, from my perspective, nearly a perfect storm that's going to cause us to be in a food crisis, a food availability crisis. You may be able to afford $50 a pound for cheap ground beef, but it's not going to be the best option for you. So what we're going to do here, and I would suggest you all do the same, right now it appears that there will be and is currently a little bit of an oversupply of ground beef. The farmers are culling their herds, they're shipping the stuff off to market, and it's available in the supermarkets now for a little bit higher price than what we were used to paying for in the past, but it ain't nothing compared to what's going to be out there for the future. So what my wife and I are going to do today is we're going to run to our local wholesale club, and we're going to pick up as much ground beef as they'll allow us to buy. It may be 10 pounds. I'm not sure what kind of limits they're going to put on this, but they did have some signs the last time we were there that certain of their products would be limited to X number of pounds or X number of packages per person. So to get around that, we're both going to go. I've got my card, she's got hers, and we're going to buy as much ground beef as we've got canning jars to fill. So that's that piece of it there, and it's about the only suggestion that I can give you right now for facing this current food pending crisis that we're going to be experiencing probably this winter, next spring for sure. So let's make sure that we're going to be as prepared as we can for it. As far as the local news goes, I'm in Wake County, North Carolina, and Raleigh, which is in Wake County, just sponsored what they call a gun buyback program. And they had, about 150 individual people show up for the gun buyback initiative. And they have estimated, I read a couple of different accounts with some conflicting numbers, but they've estimated that there may have been somewhere around 200 guns that were turned in for gift cards that equaled about $200. So that's pistols, rifles, shotguns, and I guess, I'm not even quite sure, but I did see the word BB guns and pellet guns, airsoft guns and stuff like that were there, but they didn't qualify for the $200 gift card. So what I saw today, let me grab this article. The article says, the Raleigh police hold a gun buyback event. Police say a gun buyback event in Raleigh has resulted in the surrender of, here it is, 267 functional firearms and an additional 11 inoperable weapons. And I don't know if that's the BB guns or airsoft guns or what, but they say nearly 150 people voluntarily surrendered their firearms at Saturday's event. And here's the real news. The guns will be stored or sold on the open market under a 2015 state law, and then the proceeds will be given to local schools. So they're buying guns for $200 a piece. I suspect they're going to be marking them up when they put them on the market for sale, and hopefully somebody in the city of Raleigh actually has a federal firearms license and follows all the protocols for selling firearms legally. We'll have to see about that, but I'm assuming they're going to follow the law. But they're going to be marking up the price. They're going to reintroduce these guns into the public again. Yeah, they'll go through another background check, most likely. But what did they really do? All they did was move it from one place to another. If this makes any sense to you, then I don't know. Enjoy reading through your comments on this, and I did get a very interesting comment on a recent video. Please check your subscription status to my channel. I'm getting feedback now that folks have been involuntarily unsubscribed, that they're not getting notifications of videos that they get posted by clicking on the little bell icon there. So just ask you to go double check. If you think you're subscribed and it shows that you're not, please resubscribe and do that. Click the bell icon so that you know when I'm going to be posting an updated and new video. Do all these things just to keep this channel growing. Appreciate everything that you all do. Love to hear your comments on this news. And this is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always. And I'll see you all on the next video.